Hi everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Enjoy Beekeeping. I didn't have any plans to make a video today, but my bees kind of prompted me to do it. Something is about to happen, and I'm hoping that I'm here to film it. I've got a humongous swarm hanging in my garden, probably about the size of a basketball. And I'll show you the picture here. So my wife spotted it out the kitchen window. I like to keep some of the beehives out and around in the garden where we can see them right out the window, and my family is really good at spotting that cluster hanging on one of the fruit trees or on a bush. And I thought, I saw the bees flying around one of my other swarm traps, and they were pretty intent on it. And I said, well, why don't I just up the odds? And so I went in and I got another swarm trap out of my garage, and I've got some comb that I saved from last year in my freezer. And I had a nice piece of brood comb. And I said, I'm going to put that in there and just increase my chances. And I said, well, why don't I just put it right here on the porch, because it looks like it's about to rain. In fact, it's supposed to rain for 3 days, so I'm hoping these bees make up their minds soon. But I have a really good feeling this is going to be the one. And I thought, well, why bother shaking them out of the vine and cutting a branch? I have a feeling they're going to land right here, and I don't have to do anything except sit back on my porch and have some soda water. I love this stuff, and I just got done cutting one of the hay fields, so I'm kind of done, and I just feel like relaxing. But this is so cool watching them, so I thought, well, why not film an episode? Look at all the bees here on this swarm trap. It's loud in here. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but they are just checking this place out. So I think this swarm trap's been here maybe 20 minutes now, 25 minutes, something like that. And I thought, man, I better go get the camera and microphone, and let's do this the right way. And hopefully we'll see the big bee tornado come in, and we'll be here to watch it and just enjoy a nice cool drink while they're doing their thing. Oh, that is good. Now, some of the bees are even landing on me. I've got about 4 or 5 bees landing on me and checking me out, and that's because I took some queen lure and I dabbed it on my finger, and then I rubbed it on the hive. Now, queen lure, just so that you know, all that is if you get a queen that isn't laying well and you decide to just squish her, don't throw her away. Put her in a jar of alcohol. That's what I do. Now, I don't squish a lot of queens. I kind of let the bees sort all that stuff out, so I've only done it a couple times. But what I like to do is keep those queens. In fact, one of my mentors gave me some of these queens that he had. They were dead queens in a jar of alcohol, so it's just been passed down. I've had this thing for about 3 years, and I just put a little dab of that on the front of the hive with a little drop of lemongrass oil, and look at them go. Well, I hope it's nice wherever you are. And if you're still dealing with winter, you have my sympathy. I used to live in Buffalo, so I know all about winter and snow, 6 and 7 feet high. I just had to get away from that. You want to come visit Georgia and check out the bee mecca of the United States. I swear it's like honeybee heaven here, especially during March, April, and May. Oh my gosh. So it's today is April 6th, and this is what's going on here today at the bee farm. So I'm going to bring the camera over just a little closer. I have a feeling this is going to be the winner. I bet 20 bucks on the other hive that they were going to take that swarm trap. I shouldn't say hive, I got a swarm trap. I put 20 bucks down saying they were going to take that one. Looks like I'm going to lose, and the bees are going to take this one, because there are so many bees over here compared to the other one now. So let me move the camera a little closer so you can see what's going on. Oh, that is good. All right, I'm not even gonna stop and do anything except move the camera close. Let's zoom in. Look at them. Look at all the bees. Now that's a lot of bees. I'm pretty convinced they're gonna take this one. Let me go around. Let me go around this way. Let's go on this side. Look at them down underneath. I gotta go around this way. This is a terrible angle. There's a few drops of rain I can feel. I hope they make their move soon. In fact, it's more than that. But look at them. Look at all the bees. And they're underneath too. I don't know if let me try to zoom in and you could see. They're underneath the hive. Right there. There's a whole bunch under there. And then of course, right at the entrance, look at that. Now the rain is starting to pick up. I really hope they can do this before it gets rainy. I don't know. They might cancel their plans and then wait for the rain to stop. But boy, listen to them out here. It's loud. So I decided to take a walk back over to the hive that I was sure they're going to take, and there is still a lot of activity here. So maybe I'll be able to make 20 bucks off of this. I don't know. There's a lot of bees here still, and I'm just amazed at how quickly it seems like a majority of bees took to the one that I just set out 20-30 minutes. Well, I think we're going on about 40 minutes now. It's probably been 40 minutes sitting on my front porch. Now this thing's been hanging here for weeks. I put these out as soon as the daffodils pop up here in Georgia. That's the sign to put out your swarm traps wherever you live in North America, I suppose. Watch for those daffodils or whatever spring flowers you get. But I want to just, since I'm here talking to you, you can kind of see my strategy for catching my swarms. And I've got a swarm trap here, and then you could see another one off in the distance. That's about maybe 70 feet away. And there's bees looking at that one too. And I've also got one about 100 feet or so in that direction, maybe 200 feet, something like that, in that direction. And then there's another one about 400 feet that bees actually went into this afternoon, and they're having well, I'm going to take you over there in just a minute. Why don't I just show it to you? When I left my house this morning, I saw a swarm hanging in a branch, and I couldn't stop and do anything about it. And I'm like, well, thank goodness I got about 5 or 6 swarm traps hanging up on the property. There's a good chance they're going to take it. And sure enough, they did. So I came back around lunchtime, and I decided I'm going to take a walk, and I'm going to check all my swarm traps. And I looked here first because this is always a popular one. I always see bees like this, kind of checking this one out. This seems to be prime real estate. And what I like about this configuration is I've got my swarm trap here, and I've got the permanent hive that I'm going to put them in. This is one of my double wall lay-ins hives, holds about 20 frames. That's where they're going to live permanently. So it's not going to be a hard transition to just take them out of the tree and put them in that hive there, and they'll do fantastic in that hive. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting that hive with bees in it. And let's go over by the barn, and I'll show you the swarm that we caught right at lunchtime. We didn't have to do a thing. We just left the swarm trap sitting on a barrel. I put that swarm trap on the barrel just to let you know. Last night, right before sundown, there was bees flying around the barn, and I had a feeling, you know, they're gonna want something. They're looking at some of my hive equipment. I think the smell of the wax and comb that I have near my bee barn attracts a lot of the bees. So they come to check it out, and there was a lot of bees flying around inside my barn too. So I said, well, I got a few swarm traps sitting in here. Let me put some comb and some frames in it, and I just stuck it on a 55-gallon barrel. And wouldn't you know it, at lunchtime, that swarm that was hanging in the tree when I was leaving my driveway took that hive. So let's go look at it right now. So I'll just take you here on the tour, I suppose. And you'll see this other swarm trap that the bees are interested in. Now this one has got the least amount of interest, but it's still pretty good. See right there? There's maybe, I don't know, I think there's about 4 or 5 bees checking it out right now. They're going in and out. But come on over here and I'll show you the one that we caught at lunchtime. There they are. This was my afternoon swarm catch. Let me zoom it in a little. And there they are. They're still covering the front of it too. So this is how they claim a house. The whole colony lands on it, and the queen doesn't always go in right away. I'm so glad that they took this. Now, I've actually caught swarms by setting a trap on this 55-gallon barrel. I don't know if you could see underneath here. I just got some, this is when I used to feed bees sugar. And so I've got these 55-gallon drums of, they're empty now. I just use them for burn barrels. I don't buy sugar and feed my bees anything anymore. They have to forage everything themselves, so they live just like wild bees. I don't do any of that stimulating them and all that stuff with sugar water. They just, you know, swarm when they're ready to swarm. And this has been a fantastic day. So they're still flying in and out here quite a bit. And they're dialing in their GPS coordinate to this spot. So you really don't want to move them once they claim a spot. What I'm going to need to do, now that they've claimed this on my 55-gallon drum, I don't really want to have a hive sitting right here. I could have it nearby. But if I put them in a hive that's 20 feet away, I'm going to have a cloud of bees right over here, and they're not going to know that their hive is 20 feet away. What I'm going to need to do is come at night, put them in my truck, and I need to take them over to my buddy's house. I call it bee foster care, and they're going to just spend a week at his place. Then I'll move them back, and I'll put them in a hive that I want somewhere over on the property. You know, I don't know, somewhere I'll set them up with one of my hives. But that's how I have to do it, so that I don't, you know, that way I don't lose a lot of my forage bees, because moving a hive literally 20 feet, 100 feet away from where you captured them. I've seen bees, I did it once, and I had bees that were still returning to the swarm trap tree and just hanging on it for a week or two, no problem. So I don't do that anymore because I don't want to lose my forage bees and I don't want to weaken the colony. So what I do now is I capture a swarm. I'll let this swarm spend maybe a week in this box so they start building comb, and let that queen start laying eggs. That's going to anchor them to that swarm trap and they won't want to leave it. So once there's eggs and brood that are being raised, they're going to stay right with it. So I'll move them after about a week over to my buddies. They'll spend a week at his house. Then they're going to come back to me and we'll put them in their permanent house. How much activity is here now? Still got a lot of bees. Yeah. Boy, there's a real good chance this is going to be the one still. A lot of bees like this one. They got to figure out what they're doing before the rains come. Well, I'm back on the porch, and I think the swarm for today is officially canceled because it's pouring out right now, and it's only a couple hours before sundown. So I think the bees are going to hold off. I checked the forecast. It looks like maybe tomorrow the rain will be on and off. I'm really hoping that at some time tomorrow when there's a break in the rain, they go for it, and maybe we'll be able to film that if I'm around. All right, so here is the swarm coming in. There they are up in the sky, and they're about to converge on the swarm trap that we have here. Here they come. So yesterday the rain came and it canceled the swarm, but it's, what time is it, John? Like 10?
That's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 a.m. and it rained a lot last night. I thought the bees were going to be washed out of that kiwi vine for sure. But here they are, and they're coming in right now. They're coming in hot, and they're coming into the swarm trap that's on the porch. So let's just watch them take over. So here they come, and this is just perfect. And you're gonna see them all start landing on there, just taking over. Now the funny thing about this trap, John, so I put this out yesterday. I just, you know, I got an extra one in my truck. I'll strap it on there. I caught one there last year, just like that. Okay. And I thought, well, why not? Let's just put one there. Now they're coming in lower now.
Yep.
And it was there 5 minutes. And I had bees all over it, like about 20, 30 bees all over it in 5 minutes. They were going after that one that's hanging on the tree right there. And they were real hot and heavy for that. Then I put this one out and I kind of like this one better. Look at them coming in now.
Check this out. Check this out, guys. Look at that. They're all coming down. We're standing in the middle of it. Isn't that awesome? It's all up from his house.
So you don't get to see this every day. But I'm standing in the middle of a swarm. It sounds like a bee tornado. Some of the bees are even landing on me. And here they come. They've just descended slowly in a cloud. Look at, I got bees landing on me because they know this is the area that they need to be in. But here they come. They're landing on the tree and on the bushes, but they're all going in the front of the hive now. It's hard to say. I've seen, in most cases, she's one of the last ones. Well, not the last one, but she doesn't go in first. Let's put it that way. The big clump will land on the front of it. A lot of bees will go in, and then she'll still be running around on the front of it. And I kind of think that they don't let her go in first on purpose, just in case if they're taking over a tree hollow, that there's a lizard inside that's going to eat bees. I think they give it the all clear, and then she goes in, kind of like the Secret Service.
That's right.
You know? So I'm going to set my microphone down right near the bees. This is fun. This is how you enjoy beekeeping. They're coming in. It's gorgeous. Look at them go. I'll have to shoot some of this footage with my camera phone, but I'm going to leave the microphone here so you can hear them coming in. I know. Nailed it, man. Listen, I hope wherever you are in the world, you are having a wonderful time keeping bees. And until the next video, friends, enjoy beekeeping.